What's up guys, it's Callum here and welcome back to this new video, and today we're going to be covering Facebook versus LinkedIn in terms of getting clients for either your social media marketing agency or as a coach or freelancer, right? So I'm going to weigh up sort of the pros and cons of both platforms. I was tempted to make a PowerPoint, but I thought I'd just do it sort of off the head. I have a note up on my phone just to go over these points. But yeah, so the pros and cons of each platform and what sort of mentality people go onto Facebook for and people go onto LinkedIn with, right? So this is going to be quite helpful, so take some notes if this is applicable to you, because really like where you should place your focus is highly dependent on what industry you're in, right? And whether or not you should really put your emphasis on Facebook or LinkedIn is strongly based around where your ideal clients hang out, right? Is what I've kind of found. So I'm going to start with Facebook, simply because I'm on it right now. So if we head over to my profile, so my first point on Facebook is that it's easiest for most niches. Now, what I mean by this is most people sort of go after traditional niches like gyms, dentists, chiropractors, stuff like that, right? All those kind of traditional physical business niches, right? And from my personal experience, I found Facebook to be an easier platform to do that from. However, LinkedIn is also very powerful, so I'm not going to put one on the pedestal. However, if I could give you one, it would be Facebook. And this is simply because of Facebook groups, right? And this is kind of another point I had is Facebook groups are incredibly powerful for getting clients. I know a lot of people that do high six figures that literally just focus on Facebook groups, and I've made quite a lot of business revenue through these posts in Facebook groups, whether that be in my current niche, which is agency owners, or in my previous niche, which is martial arts academies. So to find Facebook groups is fairly simple. There are a ton of them out there. For example, let's say you currently are helping, for example, coaches or consultants or stuff like that, right? ClickFunnels group is a big one for that, right? There's 222,000 members. Most of these people are people who have some kind of coaching business, right, or some kind of agency business. So for me, this is quite a prime group, right? Same with other ones like the consulting community as well, and stuff like that. They're quite big groups, right, and are really good potential for finding people in your niche. However, if you are in a more traditional niche, for example, gyms, you could go for something like gym owners. And there are a ton of groups in here, right? If you just click on the groups tab, if you just basically go down and join some of these groups, right, you literally have access to 500 members, 2,000 gym owners, 1.3k gym owners, right? 3k gym owners, whatever. Like, you get the idea, right? There's literally like a whole host of potential clients that just sit in these groups, right? And they're sort of just waiting for people to sort of come along and make these sort of bait posts, which I've done previous videos about. So Facebook groups are incredibly powerful and is one of the reasons I would put Facebook highly up there. If Facebook groups weren't a thing, then yes, I'd say go all in on LinkedIn. But the fact you can literally skim through Facebook groups and add people and do posts to sort of entice people into your social media profile and therefore onto your social funnel, as I call it. So that's another good tip about Facebook. What's more is usually it's better engagement. So personally, I found that my posts get better engagement on Facebook as opposed to doing the same post on LinkedIn. Not quite sure why. I guess it's just the Facebook algorithm and how that works, but I generally find that my posts get generally more engagement on Facebook than on LinkedIn, right? So yeah, I'd recommend doing something like that, right? What else did I have? It's a more relaxed environment. So as I said, like when you go onto Facebook, you're sort of connecting with friends, you're connecting with family. You're not really looking to be sold for, which is a negative, I guess you could say. However, it's generally a lot more relaxed, right? People aren't really going to be all formal, whereas with LinkedIn, it's very much like section, paragraph, and you sort of ended off with kind regards, your name, sort of thing. So it's very much more professional, sort of similar to an email style. Whereas on Facebook, it's very much you can just have a chat in the direct messages, and it's very much sort of back to back in a friendly manner, right? A few other things I like about Facebook is your ability to adding links like that. So having a link in your intro is a great way to drive traffic into your website, into your funnel. That's a really good tip right there if you want to start doing that for yourself. Also being able to put them here. I know you can do this on LinkedIn, but I think it looks much better on Facebook, and you generally get a lot more traffic. Also the ability for this featured content. Again, you can do this on LinkedIn, but personally I think it looks better on Facebook, right? So yeah, this is kind of Facebook, and that's sort of my view on Facebook. So I'd recommend you be on Facebook if I'd recommend you be on Facebook anyway, regardless of what niche you're in, because I'm pretty sure you can find just about anyone on Facebook, seeing as it's the largest platform. So there's no reason you shouldn't be leveraging it as a marketer, right? Now, moving on to LinkedIn. So what is LinkedIn all about? Why should you be on LinkedIn, right? Now, LinkedIn is a very different tone to Facebook in that it's a professional platform. People go onto LinkedIn generally to network with professional and business connections, as well as sort of expect to be sold to, I guess you could say. Whereas on Facebook, it's not really a norm to be sold to. So LinkedIn, right? I do like LinkedIn, and especially if you're a coach or agency owner, you should like LinkedIn, because everyone on LinkedIn is literally saying what they do, they're saying their experience, and it's very easy to sort of see, right, how much does this person make? Are they qualified, just by sort of skimming through their profile? Whereas if you do that on Facebook, you can't exactly tell. So professional platform, right? People want to buy. People are sort of expecting to either A, be sold to, or to network with people who are like-minded, right? And when they skim it through LinkedIn, they're not really looking for friends and family, stuff like that. They're looking for more professional connections, which kind of is what you provide. So that's one key point about LinkedIn. Secondly, it's easier to narrow down and target. So with LinkedIn, you can essentially target a lot easier. I guess you don't have Facebook groups. For example, for my niche, I generally target people who run sort of general agencies. So I can just type I help businesses, click on people, and then you can section down to third plus connections. So people I'm not connected with, who aren't in my network, and you can essentially send them invites to connect, which is what I've been doing. If you have Sales Navigator, you can go ahead and do that. I've currently not using Sales Navigator because I wasn't really using it that much. I personally don't think it's really necessary, just because of like the inbound stuff we're doing. That most leads that come in are generally just come onto our profile, they click our funnels, and they go through our process, right? So I wasn't really finding Sales Navigator to be too effective, or just it didn't make much of a difference, is what I'm trying to say. So LinkedIn is helpful in that respect, right? It's very good for finding professionals. So as I said, if your niche is more B2B, for example, if they're more professional, so for example, real estate agents, lawyers, stuff like that, right? Those sort of more professional, high-end careers, then LinkedIn is probably your best bet, right? So real estate agents, yes, they're going to be on Facebook, but when you network with them on LinkedIn, it's going to be much easier to sort of close them, because they're in that mind, and when they skim through your profile, they'll see sort of who it is you help, what you do, and why you are an authority. So LinkedIn, great place to be if you are serving those professionals. But is one better than the other? I definitely can't say that is true. They both sort of have their ups and downs, their positives and negatives, right? But I'd recommend you be on both, especially if you run an agency or a coaching business, because both are powerful, and I can guarantee that you probably have ideal clients on both of these platforms. So there's no reason you shouldn't be leveraging both inside of your agency. So I hope this video was helpful, guys, and if it was, be sure to like and subscribe. I've left links in the description below to free case studies and examples of what I mean, if you want to sort of look over them and leverage that further for your business, right? So on that note, have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.